clogged up a toilet one time.
There's so many.
It's the first time I realized that vaginas make farting noises. That was quite embarrassing also. I was like, stopped the whole thing, like, oh my God, we can't put that, what is happening? Did you imagine hearing that for the first time? Like, that's the worst.
So my very first scene I ever had, it was a DVD I was in, it's called Young and Tight. So when someone is doing you doggy, and if you know you're really high up and they pull out really fast and shove it back in, pull out really fast, shove it back in, obviously that's gonna put air in you. And I queefed like probably 4 or 5 times, and I was really embarrassed about it. It's like a natural thing, obviously, but I was embarrassed about it. And I asked about it, and they told me that, you know, it's okay, like it probably won't even be in there, we'll edit it out. It's totally in the DVD.
One time I had a butt plug in, and it was a glass butt plug, and the director made me laugh, and don't make someone laugh with a butt plug, and it's a bad idea. It flew out of my butt and broke his toe. So I think that's probably the worst.
So when I first started shooting, I was still getting used to new equipment, and you know, I was a young producer that didn't really have anyone telling me what to do. So I had set up my camera to kind of shoot myself and shoot a bunch of scenes for mydollparts.com when it was brand new. And I did an entire like 8-hour day of shooting without having the mic on. And so I had no audio. There was like dialogue, there was like, you know, slurping, kissing sounds, all this, and it was just all gone. I'm a dumbass.
Well, I shot a scene once in San Francisco and nobody told me. It was really rough, and nobody told me because I had to like rush straight to the airport afterwards. Nobody told me that I had makeup smeared all over my face and I had like broken blood vessels like from getting smacked around. And I totally went through the airport like that, like looking like I almost got murdered. Oh, and then I got stopped by security because I like set off the chemical sensor thing or whatever, probably because I had like a pound of lube in my butthole, I don't know. But they had to test me, and yeah, it was really fun.
I actually farted in a scene, which I hope to God they cut that out. But yeah, I was totally mortified after that.
When I first started doing porn, I had done anal sex off camera and was like a pro at it, super into it, gung-ho anal. And I did my first anal scene and I was like, I got this, done. And I was about to, you know, get dressed and everything, and the person, the PA, was like, oh, did you enema yet? And I had no idea what the fuck they were talking about because I had never enemaed before anal before. So they gave me an enema bottle and told me to follow the directions. So I finished and I think I'm like, awesome, I got this, swoop, like really, really jazzed to start the day on such a high note because like everything's going my way. We start doing the scene. It's in a kitchen. It's all anal, there's no vag, so it starts off anal. We're going at it for about 10 minutes, everything's fine. And all of a sudden, the loudest stomach gurgle just like reverberates through the entire house. Just like this like, I realize like something is really amiss, but I don't want to stop because like I'm a new girl. I don't want to sound like I'm being weird or anything, so I just keep going. And I'm in a standing doggy where my knee is up on the counter and he's like fucking me from behind. And he kind of slips out and he goes back in and kind of slips out again because it was just a weird position. And when he slipped out the second time, just this like wild fucking like geyser of shit just explodes from my ass. And it's just everywhere. On him, on me, on the kitchen floor, on the kitchen counter, on the PA, sorry. And it was probably one of the most mortifying moments of my life. At that point, I was ready to just like quit and go back home.
I mean, I definitely like told a dude one time like, yo, your balls stink, and I think I embarrassed him a little bit.
So I'm very shy about anal, and I decided to give it a go one day. I had put in an electrical butt plug, and so I thought I had done a good job of cleaning out and being prepared, and I pulled the butt plug out after the scene had ended, and there was just feces all over it. Someone stepped in it and tracked it, and just all throughout the scene, people kept finding poop on themselves or somewhere, and we couldn't clean it, and it wouldn't go away. And I was mortified the entire scene. My entire face I'm blushing throughout the entire scene because we kept stopping. It's like, does anybody smell poop still? Like, damn it. Yes, it's somewhere. I know it's somewhere.
I was shooting a layout for Hustler, and we went to the middle of the desert to this abandoned, like, airplane tractor thing. This guy has huge property in the middle of the desert, and he's got all these other